Hey friends, Jesus has an order of operation, just like we do in math, right? The PEDMAS thing, the parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, right? Jesus had an order of operations as well. And just like the math one, when we don't do things the way that Jesus said, we come out with a lot of the wrong answers. Here's what he says in Matthew 5:23 and 24. You're not going to believe this. Therefore, if any of you are offering your gift at the altar, and there you remember your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First, go and be reconciled to them, then come offer your gifts. See, there's so many followers of Jesus that view the most important thing is showing up at church on Sunday. And Jesus said, no, there needs to be something that comes before that. If you're there, you're worshiping, you're listening to a sermon, whatever, and you remember that you've got something against somebody, Jesus says the order of operation is to leave that place and you do what you can. Paul would say that later, as far as it depends on you, you live at peace with everyone. You do what you can to go take care of that issue. And we get this exactly backwards. See, can you imagine how uncomfortable church would be if we did just this one thing? Like, could you imagine that, in the middle of a church service, somebody gets up and walks to somebody else in there and goes, hey, we need to have a conversation real quick, right? That's what Jesus is saying the order of operation needs to be. And because we don't do things in the correct order, because we think worshiping him or reading our Bibles or our spiritual disciplines are the most important thing, we end up in a lot of the wrong places. We end up with a lot of the wrong answers. And so it's kind of been a theme of the series that we've been, all of these videos, is that Jesus has always viewed relationships as more important than ritual or religious practice. Jesus said this kind of stuff, learning how to get along with each other, is more important than anything else. In fact, at one point, and we've probably referenced this verse before, he says, somebody asked you, what's the most important thing? And Jesus goes, love the Lord your God with all of your heart and mind and soul and strength. And just like the first, go love your neighbor as yourself. He puts the second on equal playing ground with the first. For Jesus, it was all about relationships. It was all about learning to get along. It was all about learning to work together. This is what makes sin so destructive. Sin, as the Bible talks about it, while it is offensive to God, I think the reason it's offensive to God is because you cannot sin without it hurting another person. Every time you do something the Bible calls sin, it's not an infraction this way, it's always an infraction this way. And so that hurts God because his children can't get along anymore because there's something between them. And so Jesus just very plainly teaches, look, if you're doing something for me, not me, but if you're doing something for me, and you remember that there's a problem between you and someone else, stop this and go take care of this. Jesus says that's the order of operation. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.